Ito. Tanggi. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our live stream where we will be talking about problems encountered for doubles. But before that, I'd like to make a special shout out to all the early birds who have been commenting before we even started. So, hi to Wink Wonk Rainbows, Lily Queen Rivera, Krisha Soni, Aparna Anand, Alex in Madrid, Angel Arias, Booper, Sean Thomas. Hi, everyone. Hi. So I guess we can, go right ahead and get started so we can cover more questions and I hope to address them and help everyone become the better player that they want to be. So let's start with I have one comment here. Thank you, Krisha Soni. Through your tips, I'm improving day by day. All credit to you, coach. Please don't stop your channel. Continue the videos and keep teaching so that all of us can soar higher as you did. Thank you very much, Krisha Soni. And I do appreciate those nice and sweet comments. And that really, gives us that extra push to even make better videos and give more tips to you guys. Hi, Yan Yan. Hello. Hi, Aishi Modak. Anil Jain. I hope I said your name correctly. And yes, we will do singles one of these days. We'll have a live stream on that. But today we will focus more on doubles. And we have Debjani Banerjee. I hope I'm pronouncing your names correctly. Please feel free to correct me because, I'm not perfect. And go ahead, keep the comments coming. Zoilo Makasa, hello. Satyam Shreyash, hello. Ian, hello. Brian Villarojo, hello. It's, I'm so happy to see people who have been commenting on my videos and I'm really, really excited. Hello, Lemuel Angelo Puno from Smash Pilipinas. Hello from the Association of the Philippines. It's nice to have you guys. Keep the comments coming. And I'll go right ahead and start with some questions. I've gotten some emails with specific questions. So I'd like to start with Beverly from Sydney. She was saying that her young son enjoys badminton and doubles in particular. But sometimes when he is partnered with a kid who blames everything on him, it is discouraging for both the parent and her son. So how do we deal with that? Well, first and foremost, Mommy Beverly of Sydney, don't take it that hard. I know it's hard to see your son getting hurt when someone blames him during the game, but you have to teach your son to be tough. You have to remind him that it is beyond him what his partner wants to say, what his partner wants to show him. What's important is he does his best, and that's all that matters, and that's all that we can do. And on the other hand, if he is the better player, then he should also be nice to a partner who is not as strong as he is. So it's just very similar with dealing with the real world. We cannot control how other people will be, whether it's our partner or our opponents, but we can control ourselves. We can choose to focus on the game and just choose to play better and not let it affect us. Okay, because a lot of people do get very affected when partners start blaming them or making them feel like you've been making so much errors. So just get that out of your system because it's not going to help you. Okay, so hello to Tanishka, Kathrivel, Shenu Sam, Alex in Madrid. Hi, coach. My problem is that my partner and I hit each other's rackets because we are not sure who is supposed to take the shot in between us. What to do? Okay, so you would notice that a majority of those international players who are very, who are very in tune with their partners, who seem to get it right, can sometimes still hit, each other's racket. That's because, you're both so into the game, everybody wants to take the shot. But if it happens so much, or you are partnered with someone you don't really know and unsure of, I would rather, do the shouting out for the partner's name, or just say partner, or just say mine, or just say yours. But you have to do it quickly. You can't do it at the last minute. Once you see the shuttle coming to the middle area, immediately say mine if you want to take it, and yours if you want your partner to take it. Okay, but usually the person who will take it on the forehand side will take that shot. Yeah, that's how I normally do it before when I used to partner with anybody. If it was to my forehand side and I feel very comfortable with it, I'd immediately shout mine. Okay, so it's important to communicate with your partners, regardless of whether you are close to them, you know them, or you've just met them right there on court. Okay, so hi, Poonam Sharma. I'm an intermediate player. I love you. Your videos. Please make a video on hamstring injury. Please, this is the problem of 70% of badminton players. We'll do that. Hi, Arhan Chetri. Shan Thomas. I will be talking more about doubles, so I will not be entertaining singles questions for today, so we can get more covered on doubles, because that's what we really plan to discuss. From Brian Villarojo, Coach, I feel like backhand attacking drives are way easier than forehand attacking drives. Even on the forehand side, I use backhand. Is this norm, or forehand drives should be easier normally? You know what? That's a very, very good observation, Brian. And I love how you said it, because it's exactly like that. Some people really feel much better hitting the backhand because it's so natural. Look at the movement. When I move my hand, it feels very natural. Whereas the forehand side, it really depends on how close the drive or attack is to you. So if it's closer to your body, it's harder to move and shift with it. So that's a very, good observation, and that's very normal. So you were saying that sometimes you would hit it with a backhand movement on the forehand side, which is totally good and totally okay. Anything to get that shuttle back onto the other side with good quality is okay. So if you think that using the backhand movement makes it a better return, then go for it, as opposed to forcing a forehand movement but not doing it well, or giving it back short for your opponents to attack. Okay, that's a very, very good point. Krisha Soni, Coach, I have a problem to play with the left-handed. Okay, so when you are up against a left-handed opponent, you have to always keep that in mind, because everything is the opposite. So his backhand will be on his right side. Therefore, you have to keep that in mind. So that's it's always part of badminton to continually be thinking strategies and how to play your opponent. So in this case, since it is doubles anyway, you have to discuss that with your partner. Or you can ask your partner to remind you that, hey, one of them is, left-handed, or maybe both of them are left-handed. What's important is you help each other out. So if you see that your partner is also attacking on the wrong side because he or she forgets that your opponent is left-handed, then just remind your partner. Okay, so it's a constant reminder to self to keep that in mind, that when you're doing the attacks. But that's not to say that there's no one particular weak spot or one particularly strong spot. Different players have different strengths and different weaknesses. So if you see that your opponent is left-handed, you have to try the different shots so that you will know where the weak spot is, and then continually attack that area. And as long as you get your points, go for it. Keep going for it. Okay, that's what I always tell my players. If you can get a point easily with a good serve, by all means, maintain that good serve and get as much points as you can. If you are smashing and your opponent misses and you get those points easily, why will you change it? Why will you suddenly give it and allow them to be on the offensive? If they're if you get your points attacking to them, by all means keep doing it. If they have adjusted and changed, then you have to also change and have variety and then go back to it again. It will still be effective. Okay, so hi Debjani Banerjee. Hi coach. When the opponent hits the shuttle between me and my partner, who should take it? Okay, like what I've said earlier, you have to communicate with your partner really well. So if you've missed it one time, two times, talk to your partner, discuss, and ask. And do you want to take it? So if your partner says he wants to take it or she wants to take it, then let them freely take it. Or if you feel comfortable taking it, then just shout mine and take it. Okay, but I will always say it's better that both of you hit it together. Of course, there's a risk of breaking your racket rather than both of you letting go and missing the shot. I'd rather both hit it back, right? But the solution to it is communication. Say it. Mine, yours. That's simple. Okay? Or you can also discuss before the game, especially if that partner is your constant partner. Okay, if it's my forehand, I will take it. If it's your forehand, you take it. But what if one of you is right-handed, one of you is left-handed, therefore making the middle both, backhand for each other? Then you have to discuss that. Then you have to talk about it. You have to be clear. So again, communication is very, very important for doubles. Okay, so um, Aishi Moda. Hi, can you please explain a few points on how to get points during match without getting confused with my partner? Okay, you don't have to you don't have to shout mine or yours only when the shuttle is in between both of you. Okay, so like when I used to compete with my brother, I'm what you call the shouter. I'm the one that shouts. It doesn't necessarily mean that I'm the stronger one or I'm the better one. I just love to make it clear. So I feel like my brother is a stronger player than me in terms of everything, in terms of his smashes, his movements. But I never felt small or insecure because he always made me feel like, this is a partnership. So that's what I want doubles to be all about. Okay. After all, you cannot win a match by yourself. You cannot lose the match by yourself. So if you want to win it, you got to win it together. So it's really teamwork and, working together. So I like making it clear. I'd like to say mine, or I'd shout my brother's name, Vic. Vic, he knows it's his shot to take. Okay. If I want to take it, I'll shout mine. Make it clear. That's what's important in a doubles partnership. Okay. Nandita CD. Hey, coach, I'm always facing a problem in doubles when me and my partner have different strategies and plans. Example, when it comes high, she expects me to smash, but I would hit a drop and she gets angry. Again, communicate. Okay. Although you have a different gameplay, here's the general thing. In doubles, you would rather be in an attacking mode most of the time. Why? Because it's hard to get a point being on a defensive mode all throughout the rally. Okay, so at some point you have to take advantage of a certain situation and make those attacks. If you disagree with your partner, it's best to talk about it outside of the court. Now, when you're inside the court and it's happening, I need you to have an open mind and compromise. That's the only way. It's pretty much with like having any relationship with our siblings, with our parents. It's compromise. You cannot say you are always correct. You cannot say you are always wrong. There's there's a middle ground. There's somewhere that you can meet in between. Okay, so if your partner wants you to smash more, try a little. If it's working and it's giving you the points, then by all means keep doing it. If it's not, then explain to your partner, I can't keep smashing the whole time because I will run out of breath, or I feel like I can smash better after I make those drops. Again, communication is key. Make your thoughts clear. Talk to your partners. Do not expect them to know how you're feeling. Okay? You are not them, they are not you. So communicate, say it, talk about it. Um, hi to um, Alex in Madrid. Thank you for your donation, for giving us €2. Thanks for your kindness. And we will continue on with everything that we can to make it better. Um, Krisha Sonny, does shouting after every point helps? Because I do so, but not regularly. Only sometimes when there is a really good point. I think we have a very similar style, Krishna. I don't shout every point. I also just wait for the ones that I feel I need to. Sometimes we need to shout to remind ourselves or to get us back in the game. Let's say we've been making so much errors, continuously, and we want to snap out of it. And once we get it, we give that one shout to remind ourselves, hey, we can do it. I can do it. I did it now. I can do it again. So it's something like that. Or sometimes we shout after a very long rally because we get so tired and it feels like all the air is kind of bottled up inside, and so you just want to scream and shout and give it out, one shout, and release it so that you feel better. So it's really a case to case basis with regards to shouting. It's up to you if you want to do it. It should be beneficial for you. I am not pro shouting to piss off the opponents or stuff like that, because that's not the goal in the game. The goal in the game is to beat your opponents because you were able to combine many things by being smart, by using your strength, by covering your weaknesses. That's the kind of game I would rather focus on, as opposed to just, pissing off the opponent to get the point. Okay. So, hi, Ian Dawson. What is the best shot to do when you are competing against tall players? Okay. For tall players, in general, although I say in general, this is just, to just put slightly the majority, okay? But tall players, I'm sure, have been working on their weaknesses as well. So tall players normally would have a harder time to take body shots. Why? Because they're long. Their arms are long. Just imagine, for me, I'm not that tall, okay? If I move this way, this is hard for me. This is like putting myself in a position that's hard to hit it back strong. Imagine a tall player, right? So as much as possible, try to keep the body shots coming fast and like in different areas, because it's hard to move. Since they're long and they're tall, it's hard to keep moving, this way, that way. So that's one point that you can watch out for with regards to tall players. Okay, for doubles. That's specifically for doubles. Okay, but be careful with their smashes. Since they're tall, the chances of their smashes will come sharper and steeper. So don't make like, lifting it high. If you lift it slightly lower, like a semi drive, that would be good. Okay, but again, it's a case to case basis, because a lot of tall players also know what their weaknesses are and they do their best to cover it. So also watch out for that. Okay, so hi, Penelope Joy of Toronto. This is an email. Why do men always assume that when they are partnered with women, that the women are the weaker ones and that they have to take charge of all shots at the back? Okay, now let's not get into that debate of, who's stronger, who's weaker. Again, let's play it right. Let's do it right. If it's a lift, even if it's a male and female partnership, the female cannot just stay in front. Yes, you have to move back, maybe not way too back. Like the middle area will be the sort of the longest point from you, from the front. Okay, but you have to move back because it's impossible for any player to take both sides if you were standing front back all the way. Okay, if it's a lift, you really have to go side by side, regardless of whatever the situation is. What you can do is that the female could always move back on the cross side because the cross will come back a little weaker simply because of the travel time. So if that's what you want to watch out for. Now, it's a reminder not just for male players. I guess it's for everybody that let's play doubles the fun way, the right way, which is winning it together, enjoying the game together. It defeats the purpose if we take all the shots by ourselves, then we might as well just play singles instead of playing doubles. So it's a partnership. Okay, if you're the stronger player, it only means that you have to. If you're the stronger player, it only means that you have to be nicer and even more encouraging to your partners. Um, we are reminding our viewers not to spam, please. And thank you, Alex, for your donation. And your question was, my partner insists on standing side by side even if I drop or attack from the back. What should I do? Okay, now this is the opposite of the question of Penelope Joy from Toronto. So, Alex of Madrid, your question is, your partner always wants to stand side by side. Well, that is also not right to be standing side by side the entire game, but it's slightly better than standing front back all throughout. Okay, I think that's to say it's the lesser evil with regards to positioning. But if you could, please remind your partner that when you are attacking, he or she has to move into like cover and wait for the shorter shot that you can finish off and take that rally immediately. Hi, Deb, Johnny Banerjee. Hi, coach. If I have a weak partner and the opponent has a strong attack, so what is the strategy to win the match? Okay, so if your partner, has a weak defense, do your best not to allow your opponents to attack. Because for sure, once your opponent knows that your partner is the weaker one, they will attack more to your partner. Now, how do you remedy that? The thing that you can do is to lift it to your side. Okay. Of course, I will tell you, all do not since I said I want you to be in an offensive position, let's not stop ourselves from lifting the shuttle. Now, if you want to lift it to your side so that when your opponent smashes to you, it's the stronger smash. And when your opponent smashes the cross direction, it will be slightly weaker when it gets to your partner already. Okay, so that's the remedy for that. But or you can also specifically tell your partner what to wait for. So if you notice that your opponent has been attacking your partner's forehand side, watch out for your forehand side. Remind your partner. Communication is very important. I couldn't stress that more. You have to tell your partner, guard your forehand side. I will take care of the middle and my side. Then that makes it easier. Okay. But yes, a reminder to everyone, just please be nicer to your partners, whether you're the stronger player, whether you're the weaker player. This is a partnership. And again, it's all about winning it together. You cannot win the game by yourself. You cannot lose the game by yourself. So you have to win it together. So Ambika H, hi coach, opponent has hit clear shot to our rear court, and one of the opponents stood near the net and his partner is standing at the mid-court at rear end. Which shot should I play now? Okay, if you can clearly see where your opponents are, definitely you give it away from where they are. So if you specifically see someone is particularly standing closer to the front and the other one is here, then there's a space on this side at the back or that side in front. Okay, what's important is do not make a return that will allow your opponent to attack and change it from defense to an offensive for them. Okay, what you want ideally is for you and your partners to be attacking. Okay, because that way you have more chances of getting the point. Of course, it's not to say it's a short point. You still have to have that consistency and that variety combined with skill and everything else. That's what's important. Shenu Sam, hello ma'am. I play daily doubles. I want to improve on my placement of shuttle. How to improve on visibility on opponent's court. Okay, so improving our games in general would require us to play with more players, to play with different players. I suggest you play with many different people. Don't just have a set or a group of people that you play with and it's just that. Be adventurous. Go out. If you have a club, maybe your club can form a group of players and then challenge another club or something like that. You just have to be exposed to many different kinds of players so that you can be exposed to many different kinds of shots. And that's the only way to practice it. Or you can have a coach or a feeder do or feed doubles movements for you and your partner. So that's also one way of improving it. Okay. So mysterious mysteries, how to lift a smash. So okay, in doubles, when somebody smashes to you, you don't, as much as possible, you don't want to lift it again. Because what's going to happen is they will just keep smashing until your return, until your lift becomes short, and they will finish it off. But again, a different strategy would be if you have to lift it on the other side. Of course, your opponents will be standing front and back if they are attacking. So if one is attacking from, let's say, the right side, then lift it to the left side. Sometimes, when you move the players from side to side, it's hard to keep smashing side to side. So when you move side to side, the smashes can get weaker. Okay. Everything that I'm teaching you guys are case to case. It depends, again, it will depend on who your opponents are. There's no guarantee to it because it depends, it depends on the strength of your opponent. It depends on how fast they change strategies or how fast they adapt to variety and change. Okay. So, again, from Krisha, ma'am, it's very difficult to serve to a tall player as their legs are quite long. So why they stand very close to the front line? If I serve back, they either hit a deep smash or a good toss. Okay, here's the thing. Yes, especially when you notice good players would stand like really close to the net, trying to intimidate us. You have to keep a calm mind, a steady mind, and with a no fear feeling when you do the serve. That's why I suggest you really have to keep practicing your serves when you have time. Because the only way to make your serves really good is to practice it a lot. Now, when you've practiced it a lot and you think you're doing good, be confident. Making good serves is all about confidence. Once you plant that slight doubt in your head, your serve is not going to go in as good. Okay, once you have that negativity, no, serve with confidence. That's one. When tall players are putting up their racket like this high, observe. Look at your opponents. If your opponent is waiting here on the forehand side, I want you to serve to this direction. So he or she has to move this way. So there's a few seconds delay. Okay? Or you can slow down your serve. Sometimes your opponent is waiting eagerly like this, or even maybe moving slightly forward this way. What I want you to do is slow it down. Take a deep breath. Have a clear and confident mind. Serve it. And your serve will go in really good, and your opponent can only either put a net shot or push it slightly to the back, but he or she cannot make that strong attack. Be patient, practice, and be confident. Guru Nathan C. Hi, ma'am. I'm getting trained in adult categories in the recent days. Do we need to pick a regular partner to play, or we should explore with different players for improving doubles game? Okay, so Guru Nathan, um, well, it depends on what type of badminton you want. If it's just fun and you want to try different partners, then by all means enjoy it and be adventurous. Play with different people, different partners. Now, if you want to join competitions, it would be best to have a constant partner because really, honestly, it's so hard to find a partner that clicks with you all the way. You know, there will be some slight misunderstanding along the way and stuff like that. But if you are both on the same wavelength, if you kind of think the same, if you both have an open mind and you're both like free spirited and you don't mind, because people are different. Some players, are so hard on themselves. If you're both that way, then it might clash. But if you both have an open mind and you both don't blame anyone for mistakes made, then that's the ideal one. Okay, that would make a good partnership. So if you're really eyeing to go for competitions, then I suggest for a constant, consistent partner. But if you just want to enjoy the game, play for fun, then it's also fun to have different, to get to know people through badminton. Climber Nix. Hi, coach. When I serve short and the receiver sends it to the alley in between me and my partner, who should take it? That's a very nice question, Climber Nix. Okay, so the common thing when you stand front and back is that your opponents will put it in between. Who is supposed to take that? I always have this, idea that anything that passes the person in front, you shouldn't take it anymore. You shouldn't go after it. It's supposed to be your partner's. Anything that goes past you. So it has to be your partner. Now, if your partner doesn't seem to get it, or maybe you can anticipate it, if it's just slightly behind you and you want to take it, you just shout mine and take it. But again, it's a constant communication with your partner because you might jump and your partner wants to take it too, and you will end up hitting each other. Okay, so getting to that point where you can accidentally hit each other in doubles when you're running around and you are the person behind and your partner is in front of you and you're both trying to go for the same shot, the person at the back has to give way because you see your partner. Your partner cannot see you at the back. Okay, so I would say the person from the back, move away, cover the other side of the court and let your partner take it. Okay, unless you were able to shout mine fast and ahead of time that your partner can move away from it. Okay, so if you are in front, again, play with a little caution. You want to take the mid shot, you want to go for it, that's fine. Shout so it's clear between you and your partner who's supposed to take it. Okay, Ruby John Kagalingan. Hi. In doubles, coach, each player has to cover smaller area than singles. Body smashes are often utilized. How can we have a better defense if the smash is aiming for the body? It all boils down to practice. Okay, so when you haven't started practicing or playing in a game, you can ask someone, to spar with you to practice, even just for half court, specific for doubles. Half court, ask someone to smash and you just return. If you want specific body shots, ask your friend, ask your partner to do those shots. Where do you find it more difficult to hit? Is it here by your waist? Is it slightly higher in this spot or in this spot? Ask your friend, your partner to smash it more to that side, and then you pretend like you don't know where the smash is going to be, so you keep it at a neutral position and then take it. What matters most is the quick start. Okay, so practice that, the quick, as soon as you see it. Okay, because obviously you will see the shuttle from the other side when your opponent is smashing it. So if it's a smash, be ready for it. Put your racket slightly up to a neutral position and be ready for it. Okay, but if your opponents love to smash on your backhand side, then it's a no-brainer. Why do you have to keep your racket in a neutral position? Put your racket on the left side so that you can actually wait and return it as strong as you can. Okay, so um, Angel of QC, I want to do the rotation as you teach it, coach. Like if my partner and I are attacking, we should stand front back. And if we are in a defensive mode, to be side by side, but my partner just wants to go side by side. Well, that was the question a while ago. And so I've answered it. Side by side is slightly better than being front back all the time. But communicate with your partner. Tell your partner, let's rotate. Whoever lifts has to move back and we should go side by side. And when one of you is attacking, you have to go front back. So, Guru Nathan, where should our partner stand when we are serving and when we are receiving? Okay, that's a good question. When we are serving, we normally serve from the tee, right? So you're serving there. Normally, my partner would stand slightly behind me, but not directly behind me, slightly probably anticipating one side. Again, depending on what your opponent's shots are. In the beginning, you will stand very neutral. The partner at the back will be standing maybe slightly to their side. But if you notice that your opponent always gives it cross court or to a same direction, then you kind of wait for it and you kind of favor to that side. So playing badminton is all about adjustments. Okay, you adjust to how your opponent attacks you, to how your opponents play. What's important is the variety, your strong shots, your combination of shots, your strategies. So that's what I love about badminton. Badminton is not just about strength, it's not just about how strong we physically are, but it's also very mental and also very emotional. Mental in the sense that your strategies have to be right. You have to clearly see your opponents and you have to um, be able to attack or do the shots where you can get your points from. So Zulfikar Haider, before serve, if shuttle falls down from hand, whether it is foul or not. Okay, so if if the shuttle falls and you haven't really positioned yourself yet, and the umpire doesn't call, then it should be okay. That should be okay. However, if you're already ready and it's kind of touching already, and then the shuttle drops, you could be called fault. Okay, so it will now be to the discretion of the umpire or the service judge. Okay. Another question from Brian Villaroja. So relieved I don't feel wrong about drives. Coach, to follow up on my question earlier about this, how do I improve my forehand attacking drive? Is there specific biomechanics for this? Okay, Brian, so if you feel that that's your weaker point, then you can practice it, you know, during training times. You can have someone feed it directly to your forehand side. So strengthen that first, and then make it like from different areas. Let's say 1, 2, then back to the forehand, third shot, then 1, 2, back to the third. For you to practice moving different shots, then back to your forehand shot. Move, 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 back to your forehand shot, because you know that's the one that you need to practice on. So that's what you work on. Consciously work at it, and I'm pretty sure your forehand will be better. Ian Dawson, is it correct that every time I serve, I move backwards right away? Okay. For doubles, when you make a short serve, you cover the front. Okay, that's given. Why? Because the short serve does not give you a position of being defensive. Okay, so after the short serve, be ready. But if you make a high serve, then you have to go side by side. Anytime that you lift a shuttle from a serve or from the rally, then you'd have to go side by side because there's a big possibility that your opponents will be smashing it to you. Therefore, you need to share the court. Okay? Because if you stand front and back, you and your partners, are bound to miss the shots. Why? Imagine a singles court is smaller and it's already hard to defend it side to side. Now move outwards. The court is bigger. It's a doubles court. If you stand front and back, it's way, way harder to hit shots that are close to the sidelines. So share the court. Once you lift it, side by side, help each other out, defend it to the best of your abilities. Cheryl Cosim Official, hi! Hi, coach. I'm just a beginner and don't understand rotation well yet. Where are we supposed to stand during a game? Okay, so for doubles, again, anytime that you put, when you're attacking would mean when you smash, when you drop, anything that gets the shuttle going down, you have to position yourselves front and back. If at any point, one of you, whether you or your partner, lifts the shuttle, then you have to go side by side. Okay, so you have to share the court. As I mentioned earlier, defending for doubles will be extremely hard if you're both standing in the middle. So go side by side and help each other out. Zulfikar, how to lift smash while defending in order to avoid kill by front court player. If you need to smash because the person in front is so aggressive and can kill the shot in front, lift it to the other side. Make your opponent who is standing at the back move side to side. Okay? Actually, I would rather that when they smash to you, try to drive it to the other side. If you have the strength to drive it onto the other side, that will be faster and that will be harder to take for your opponents because one is in front and the other one just smashed from the back. So on the other side, it will be hard if it's a fast return. So as opposed to lifting it, try to drive it back. So another question, while playing mixed doubles, the girls always stand in front. So when the boy partner serves, I stand on the front side, bending knees. But when the opponent serves to the boy, where should I stand? Okay, that's a good question. And of course, I love mixed doubles because mixed doubles has been, what I've been playing in the last few years of my competitive years. So we know our position that as girls, we will be attacked more, that we need to move to the front more often. But like I've mentioned a while ago, that when you lift, you have to go side by side. But look at my two fingers. When you go side by side, this is you. You are the girl. Go slightly forward, not on the same side as the men or not even behind. Okay, try to go slightly forward. Okay, and then if you have an opportunity, move forward. Where do you stand from serve when it's being served to your partner? I would normally stand slightly closer to the front. But of course, you have to adjust. If they serve to your partner short and then they make a quick push to the back and your partner can't go for that, then you have to anticipate for that by not standing too close to the front. Positioning will also matter on how your opponents attack you, how your opponents give their shots to you. So you have to also, adjust and change your strategy along the way as you play. Okay. Jonathan Samuel, hi coach, which is the best place to serve a shuttle? Should we make variations in our serve? Okay. Normally for doubles, you want a short serve simply because you are hoping that your opponent will lift it to you and you are attacking. But variety for me is really good. Unless you've been getting points from the same point where you serve to, then just keep doing it. Okay? In any strategy, if you're getting points from a certain strategy, keep doing it. Get as much points as you can. until your opponents have adjusted and have changed their strategy. Then you change a little variety, make variety, but go back to it. Because if you've gotten so much points from it, you're bound to get a few more points from it. Okay. um Alex in Madrid, when our opponent keeps hitting the shuttle to me, thinking that I'm the weaker player, what should my partner and I do? Hi, Alex. Well, actually, this is a personal thing. I love it when the opponents give it to me. Even if they think that I'm the weaker one, I don't mind. I want to hit more shots. I want to try to be more consistent. So just enjoy it. Now, if you feel like you're being pushed way too much and that all the shots are to you and you would like to switch with your partner, that is possible as well. But you have to have a clear and good communication with your partner. So, for instance, me and my brother used to play mixed doubles. And my brother, of course, the opponents love to push me to the back because definitely my defense will not be as strong as my brother's. So, they'll push me and I'll be at the back, or they'll lift it to me and they keep lifting it to me so I don't have a chance to run in. So I kind of talked to my brother already. We've discussed it, and we would say, okay, after two smashes, after I do two smashes, I will run in no matter what, and he has to run back. So that's an example of how you can adjust to situations like that when most of the shots are given to you. Okay. I will be only entertaining doubles questions. For the others who have been asking different questions on different areas, or maybe on singles, or we will have another live stream for that. But for today, we will be discussing only problems encountered in doubles. Okay. So another question is, what is the right defense position? Standing in one side or standing neutral? That will depend also on how your opponents attack you. Of course, when you start the game, you don't know where your opponents will be attacking, so you keep a neutral waiting position. So maybe your racket is more to the front, waiting for that defense. But along the way, during the game, you have to observe and check where your opponents love to attack. If they love to attack on the left side, then what's the point on keeping it neutral? Move your racket slightly to the left, wait for it, and hit it immediately back. Okay, so again, it's adjustments. It's, adjusting to how your opponents are playing you. Okay. So, Seher Batul, hi coach, may I know how to do a backhand smash when it is used in doubles? Okay, that's a very particular, question. I have a video teaching how to do the backhand smash, but we will do more specifically that will help you in doubles. But here's a tip: when you do those backhand smashes, go closer. Okay, do not overstretch your arm like really far to do that backhand smash. Why? Because if your arms are overstretched, your strength is also not as solid. So go closer. It has to be also with good timing. Then you execute moving your backhand smash. Okay. So, ma'am, when the opponents target my partner when they feel she is a weaker one, I think I was able to address that already. I answered that a while ago. RHO, what's the best body position and stance for defense? Also backhand and forehand. Well, um, to be more neutral, we keep our rackets in a defensive position, probably as high as our waist area. So you keep your racket there, close to the waist, so that when the smashes come, you're ready to take it. Okay, so when you are in a defensive position, the racket now slightly goes down to wait for a smash. Do not worry that it suddenly is a lift or it's a higher shot, because you will have the time to go up. You will have the time to move up your racket, as opposed to keeping your racket this high, and when your opponent smash, there's no way that you can go faster going down this way. So always wait for the smashes. And it would be best to be in a slightly squatting position. Your legs shouldn't be too wide. Okay, as much as possible, your stance when you're standing and waiting, I want your legs to just be approximately as wide as your shoulders. If your legs go too wide, it's harder to push off. So you will notice that sometimes other players are legs are so wide apart, and the opponent pretends that they're going to smash and suddenly drops, and then they're all scrambling and they can't get to it because it's hard to push off when your stance is too wide. So Brian Villarojo, does this mean women are attacked more in mixed? Women should especially focus on iron-like defense aside from net play mastering. Yeah, Brian. Well, yes. I don't mean to generalize because there will be partnerships that actually the women would be stronger. So it's a case-to-case basis. So there will be some instances, or maybe the female, can set it up better and put it, in a, I don't want to like get into who's playing better. It's more of we police ourselves. As a woman, as a female, I kind of like think like that. I'll be attacked more. I'll be attacked more. That makes me ready. That doesn't make me look at myself like as though I have low self-esteem, because I don't. I feel confident. I want to take those shots and I want to be ready for it. So it's how we look at things. So it's better as a female to be a little more ready. But for the male, it also doesn't mean that it's always the women that will be attacked. There are days in any partnership, even if, for example, I'm player A is stronger than player B. In some competitions, player A might actually play better. In some tournaments, player B might play better. So it's a case to case basis, and it depends on the day itself as to who is playing better. Okay. Let's not label each other that way, so we keep an open mind, and it will not frustrate us. Okay. Pinoy guitar tutorial. What would I need to do if my partner don't know how to rotate? He only knows side by side position. It is hard to smash because he is not moving to the front to get a drop. Okay, since you are the stronger player, you have to just you have to be specific. Let's say your partner is not as good, slightly weaker than you. Be specific. When I smash, guard your forehand side. When I smash, go to the front, guard this. Because I would take that from my partner, from my brother who's younger than me. Anytime he says, "Oh, he calls me Ach's older sister. So Ach, can you cover the front side of this? Because every time I smash here, the next shot is there." It's as simple as that. Ask specific. Do not give too much instructions, because sometimes the player can't grasp it. Even as a coach, when I teach my players, I kind of gauge. Some players, you can say a lot in between breaks. You can tell them, do this, do that, focus on this, focus on that. But I have a few players that can't grasp it. That's not to say they are weaker or not as intellectual. No, because the pressure counts and the feeling in a tournament is different. So sometimes you just can't do it. I'd go specific. Cover this point. Watch out for this point. And that's all that I want that person to take care of. You can't ask for too many things. So try that option if your partner is having difficulty with your instructions. RHO, thank you very much for your donation. Thank you. Arhan Chetri, my partner sometimes gets very emotional when playing. Sometimes shouts when makes an error, and I get affected by this. How can I avoid getting stressed? I feel you. I understand you. It can really get very stressful. But hey, You cannot control your partner, you can only control yourself. So you start just focusing on yourself. Try to shut it out. Okay? Shut that out. You cannot do anything with regards to your partner. You can try. You can ask your partner to lessen it because it stresses you out. But at the end of the day, he or she might be doing it again and again. And if it stresses you out, it's your game that's going to get affected. So don't let it affect your game. Help each other in a more positive way. Help each other, uplift each other in a very, very positive way. Okay. So we have a few more questions left to answer because we only have 5 more minutes. So during mixed doubles, when the partner serves from the right court and the girl is standing in front, most of the time the opponent hits straight right back. How to avoid? Okay, that's a very, very good question. If I was the girl and I'm standing in front and my partner is serving from the back and it's usually here straight, I have to try and block it. Okay, if the return is front, I have to cover the entire front. If the return is a drive, I have to cover it because you already know, you've anticipated it already. So you have to wait for it. Now, if it's a lift, your partner will have the time to move back because a lift will give a few more seconds for your partner to run to that area. Okay. Wow, RHO, thank you so much for your donation. Again, thank you very much, RHO. I lost touch in game. Only your videos help. Thank you so much. It really warms the heart to know that my videos have been helping people. Mysterious Mysteries, ma'am, can I hit a back shot going out of the court? Yes, you can, but try not to make it a habit because if you constantly throw yourself out of the court, you have a few seconds to run back in and your partner might not be able to cover the entire court. So just do your best, but it's allowed. So if sometimes you're off balance, you swing and then you suddenly run out a bit, just go back immediately. Okay, so how do we deal with annoying flick serves as the fear of the serve compromises a confident offensive receiving stance? What shots can I use aside from a smash return? Okay, if your opponents love to do a flick serve, I suggest you put your racket the same level as the net. Okay, because the flick serve will only go here or go slightly up. So if it's slightly up, you have the time to go up. But if it's directly here, you're already here. So what can you do? You can attack it right away. Or you can pretend you're going to attack it, but then just hit a mid-court shot. Okay? I like deceiving opponents by pretending I'm hitting a certain shot, but actually changing it to another shot. Variety is key. So that's very, very important. UG07, smashes are better while jumping? Question mark. Well, not necessarily. I think smashes are effective when it is at the right spot, at the right time. So it is actually when and where you attack. It's not just about the strength. Of course, it is good to keep smashing, but you cannot smash an entire game. So you also have to know when you're supposed to do it and where you're supposed to give it to. Okay, so
last question.
Okay, so I'll be taking one last question. Ambi Bayangos. Hi, coach. What is your advice when the opponents are targeting my girl partner in mixed doubles? How do I get them to lift to me? Okay. If your opponents keep attacking, your shots have to also be calculated as you return them. If you have to lift it to your side so that when the attacks come, it's stronger because straight smashes will be stronger. So you take the straight smashes. And when they smash to your partner, you let her take that one. Okay? Make her guard a specific point. Let her guard her side. And then you take the middle and your side. But make it clear. Okay? So that will be my last question for today. I would like to acknowledge super chats, and we will be using that next time. Also, my video book is out already in the Graphy app. So please search Badminton ABCs with Coach Kenny in the Graphy app, and you will see my video book there. Thank you so much. I'm sorry for the others that I couldn't greet or entertain anymore, but we will be doing, live streams, and we will keep on going, and hopefully I can help you with more badminton tips, and let's all be a smashing success.